What's up? Welcome back to my channel, or for the first time if you're new, I'm Sylvan, and today I'm going to be reacting to Apothecary Diaries, Season 2, Episode 22. Last time was insane, so I want to get straight into it, see what happens as quickly as possible. Feel free to like and subscribe if you enjoy the video, leave a comment on your thoughts, and let's get into this. How the hell are we gonna follow up Lolan killing some kids? I... I still have such mixed feelings about that. Not from a writing standpoint, but from just a, how do I feel about Lolan now? Because, yeah, I've read everyone's comments about, like, what everyone thinks about it, and I think I just need to see more. I need to see what happens going forward, because, yeah, honestly, it is possible that this is just the end of the road in general for people like Lolan. And so, yeah, mercy killing is totally viable. But, God, is it rough, nonetheless. I guess it really just sort of depends on how the Royal Guard goes about this. Obviously, the aspect of the Shi clan and all those associated with it have committed treason, so execution is sort of inevitable unless there's some tampering or scheming that happens. But yeah, we'll have to see. We'll have to see. I love the ending of that. God, we're coming back straight to it. Ah, yep. Really? So she grew more sadistic? Okay. Yeah. Yeah, so he's not really the one in charge. Forgive him. Yeah, okay. So okay. Understandable. Mm-hmm. Yeah. God. That's an entire aspect I never even got into last episode because I was too caught up in everything else. Yeah. Hmm. Oh? Yeah, I guess. Ah, yeah. Enough to forge that lie to maybe save her sister. Yep. If the Shi clan is going down, that is the issue. Hard to say any of them will get out of this. Other than Mao Mao. Hmm? Ah. Oh? Yeah. This is the end for her. Yeah. Mau Mau can't allow it. I'm loving the strings here. You won't allow such injustice. She's a victim in this as much as anyone else. The cutout of the music there. And then it comes back. Yeah. What good is pride? Drop the mask. Of course. Aw. Okay. Yeah, this is unique. Oh. Making a promise. You have to survive. Well, yeah, you were in a fucking gunpowder explosion. Just like your father? Okay. Take care of the rest. Huh. Interesting pause. Oh, back in time to see the royal guard side of things? Oh, that armor. Oh, God, yeah. He knew the measurements? Yeah. This much we knew. Yeah, okay. All the things you need. Metal for the guns themselves and those for the gunpowder. Yeah. They have the firepower. Oh? Ah. Someone already is on that, though. Yeah. Ah. They're such high status, they will not fight in ways that do not uh match to their honor and dignity. Okay. Though we know they won't necessarily need to go through with this, given that their production was sort of blown up, or will be. Ooh, who are you? All right. Who was that guy? I feel like they focused on his face just enough for us to like have a sense of, oh, hello. We haven't gotten any of you in a while. Jesus. Okay. How'd she become this bad? Oh, was that the reserves going up in flames, or was it? Yeah, has to be Shisui. Yep. Okay, so that's where in the timeline we are. Do you? Yeah, so it seems he's nowhere near the mastermind he might have thought to be. Oh? Oh. Ah, a request from the former emperor. Okay. Any wish. Ah. Wow, okay. So getting Shenmei. Okay. That is fucking cruel and tragic. Nothing went as planned. And now Lolin is here. Okay. Yo, she's standing up to her. Yeah, even if by coercion or something. Jesus. She's been in a horrible spot. Why was she in there? What? Jesus Christ. Yeah. Yeah, I'd say so. Wow. One last trick. Now, what's that? Ooh. What is happening? Is this the Royal Guard or the final trick? No, that's the Royal Guard. Or not Guard, Army, whatever. Is this their inn? Oh no, they're just devastating the town. Well, it's a stronghold, so the armory. Things are falling apart around you, Shenmei. Take responsibility. What does that mean to you? End this as peacefully as it can? Okay, they do call it the Royal Guard. Oh, he's in the front lines? Okay. Also interesting that they had a slight art style shift. You're not winning this battle. Okay, we're seeing the people we know. Oh yeah, no, you are not ready for this battle. What will Mao Mao think if she sees Jinshi? Okay, good, good. At the very least, they're being as kind as they can be. Yeah, he's not in his right mind here. He's more of a puppet than anything right now. Yeah, the secret return. Well, it comes out, not returns. Yeah, strategy for the least casualties. Is the fire from the gunpowder explosion still going on? Oh? Ah, true. He can't do that. He has to make sure Mao Mao's safe, even if he doesn't know specifically she's here. Yep. That's the reason he gives. Interesting to see these characters crossing over more. Oh, okay, Mao Mao. Oh, you see him. Oh my god, she will not accept it. Hmm. Yeah, that's been a question in my mind. What are you going to do about that? Hmm? They're coming up. Is it going to be Jinchi at the door? It's Jinchi! It's happening. Is the truth going to finally come out, or is some bullshit going to happen? Oh! Oh! Yeah, snake blood or whatever. Yeah. Oh! Ah. Okay. So though he steps into the role, yeah. Bit of an age difference. Okay. Trustingly Haku with Mao Mao. Yes. Yeah, don't. It's been a while since we've seen the Haku. I'm happy. Not hers. But then there's the dead children to deal with. Yeah. Yeah, that is the unfortunate thing. Understandable. Okay. Mmm. Yeah. Hmm. Ah. Nice guy Luhaku. Mao Mao, you hold more influence than he does. A death glare? Oh. Calling for the dog? No, okay. Didn't think they'd bring a dog here, but, you know. Last time we saw him was with a dog. Hmm. Still thinking about Lolan. Hmm. Yeah. Okay. Jesus, the end. Okay. It very much seems like, at this point, this is going to be the rest of the season. At the pace we're going, which isn't surprising. I didn't expect us to ever get into a new arc after this, but they are definitely taking their time with this arc, which I appreciate. It is sort of an end to a lot of things. It's the end for the conspiracy. It's the end of Jinchi's false identity, to a degree. It's the end of this cruel family. There's a lot ending here, but we still don't know how exactly some of this will end. Everything is coming crashing down around Shenmei, Shisho, Suirei, and Shisui, and all things point to them all being executed. But Mao Mao will likely do whatever she can to help, at the very least, Suirei. She wanted in this episode to help and save Lolan as well. Shisui, but the chances of that are low. The likelihood that Shisui survives, isn't executed, or in some other way killed is next to nothing. But Mao Mao still gave her hairpin, the one she got from Jinchi, the one that we've emphasized multiple times prior to now. She gave it to Shisui. Perhaps that will be what saves Shisui in some way. But at the very least here, now, it feels more as though it is a hope and a wish and an impossible promise more than anything. It's looking at someone who you know will soon be executed and saying, see you later. Mao Mao desperately wanted to do more. Wanted Shisui to just run, try to escape with Suirei. But there's no way to get out of this. There's no way to escape the Royal Guard at this point. But even if Shisui's fate is sealed, even if she does not get out of this, a unspoken agreement is made, a wish, a hope from Shisui to Mao Mao, that somehow, some way, Mao Mao will be able to save Suirei. The sister who was born of royal blood into one of the most influential families in the nation, yet treated as a servant, a lesser person, someone to be abused and attacked and tormented. Someone only given love by Shisui. Even when facing death, oblivion of everything that she knows, Shisui's only real wish is at least an attempt to save Suirei. And it seems that Mao Mao accepts this wish and will do what she can. But it's hard to say if she truly will be able to survive this. If Suirei truly can get out of this unscathed, seeing as she, more than even Shisui, was responsible for a lot of this conspiracy. It may have been coerced, but she was. And it's in all of this that we have Shisui comparing Mao Mao and Suirei. It's something I've mentioned before, but they are more similar than ever previously thought. In certain ways, they have similar upbringings. Their circumstances are very different, but personality-wise, they are not far from each other. They are people with great knowledge of medicine and poison, with relatively muted personalities. Both of them have their traumas and their tragedies, and so in many ways, including that, I truly hope Suirei can survive. It would be a very, very tragic end to the story if neither Shisui or Suirei could survive this. Neither deserves to die here. Neither deserves to be executed, but if even one of them could survive, that at least would be something. But it is also in this episode where we finally get to see a bit more of Shisho, a little bit more of what his role in all of this has been. He, of course, has been aware of all of this, but he is not the mastermind. Despite being one of the great minds of the nation, he is going along with the whims and wishes of his wife. He is someone just being carried along. I believe at one point it is brought up the idea that he hopes that Shenmei can forgive him and return to how she once was. And we learn that in all likelihood what that is, what he did to make her angry, to make her upset, to make her become more and more cruel, was in her eyes betraying him, taking another wife. But little does she know, the only reason she got out of the rear palace was because that was what he asked of the Emperor in return for taking the Emperor's daughter as a wife. To bring his fiancée and future wife back to him, he did something that she could not forgive him for. It is in no way a justification of where she went from there. Shenmei herself is still a horrible person, but it's tragic that the thing that it seems set her down this path, assuming she truly wasn't like this before, and it's not just the rose-tinted glasses of Shisho, was something he did for her. But it doesn't mean that he is exempt from the blame of what came next. Even if he is allowing Shenmei to do all this in an attempt to regain her love, or something along those lines, he still allowed for this conspiracy to brew, for this rebellion to occur, for this conspiracy to develop. He betrayed his nation in the name of love, hoping that his wife would return to the woman he loved. That never happened, and he never did anything different the entire time until it now is too late. He's a pitiful man in many ways because of this. It seems very few of his actions are truly his own, but not out of coercion and fear like it was for Shisui and Suirei. All of his choices were choices of his own, out of a naive hope for the woman he loves, or loved. It's hard to say if he even has any love for her at this point, but he has the hope for that love, it would seem. But moving into next episode for him, with the last thing to resolve being what happens to those four, the main pieces of the Shi family, it seems that he might try to make things right at the end. It seems that perhaps he may try to take responsibility, with Shisui giving him a wake-up call and telling him, you have been a terrible father who has done nothing. It is now time for you to take responsibility. And it seems that resonates with him, and I hope that he does in the end. Meanwhile, Shenmei is still absolutely a deeply cruel and evil person. Even if she felt betrayed by her husband, that justifies nothing of what she did or who she became. It's to a degree that I find it hard to imagine at least some of this behavior was not part of her before that betrayal in her eyes. And then mixed in all of this, it appears that Shisui has a plan, a trick to pull off. It seems tied in to what she's saying about making her father take responsibility. A final trick to be played, a way that he can right his wrongs. Perhaps it is a scheme that would enable at least Suirei to survive, if not Shisui as well, to somehow pin all of the blame on him and Shenmei, or even just him depending, but I don't think Shisui would care if her mother is punished. In many ways, I imagine she'd prefer it. But regardless of what this final trick is, regardless of the way that Shisho takes responsibility in the end, I have hope that it may save at least one person here. It may not have been able to save the kids, it may not be able to save Shisui, but maybe it can save Suirei. That is my hope, that at least she can get out through whatever final trick that she has in mind. With the help of Mao Mao and the grace of Jinshi, hopefully, maybe this one person can get out. Beyond this, there is truly only, I think, a couple more things I want to touch on. As to me, that truly is the core of this episode. But the two things I want to touch on is, though it is done in a rather casual manner, it is a fairly momentous occasion that Mao Mao now is forced to see and recognize who Jinshi is. There are no more ways to deny who Jinshi is. He is not Jinshi, he is Kazuigetsu, the Crown Prince, or at least former Crown Prince. He is in line for the throne, but with Gyoko being revealed to have given born to a boy, there's now someone in the royal family who would have equal if not greater claim to the throne, and we know he does not seem to have much of a care for becoming emperor. It may happen one day, but at the very least now, it is not expected of him as much, which is likely a weight off of his shoulders, even if he must step back into his original identity now. But I love how even in this tragic, horrible environment, the moment that Mao Mao and Jinchi are in front of each other, Mao Mao just slips back into their usual rapport, and she acknowledges to herself she missed that. She missed the vibe between them. She's been gone for who knows how long, and she just gets that initial little bit of comfort back. It's nice to see. They have a lot to talk about now. A lot needs to happen. Things will not go directly back to how they once were anymore, but it seems like perhaps the worst of it is over for Mao Mao at least. But then, the other part I want to acknowledge is Lihaku. We knew that Lihaku was a good person. We knew he was a good man. But it's really here where we see the extent to which he is. A traitorous clan will not be spared. No member of the clan can survive. They will all be executed, cremated, and then buried. There's no stopping that. Not even the children would be spared. But Lihaku does not like this. He is against such a thing. He does not see the reason in executing children who had no idea what their families were doing. And though the children were already dead by the time he was there, he does what he can, beyond even the bounds of what he technically is capable of in his position, to at least give a more proper burial, even if not a nice one, to these children. It may get him in trouble even, but he's willing to do it. He's willing to give these dead kids at least something, and I appreciate that. I really, really like that. But with that, I think I will leave things there, though there inevitably are smaller elements here that I have not specifically touched on. I feel like I've mentioned all of the major things. If there's something big I forgot to mention, feel free to let me know in the comments, and I might banter back and forth with it. But with that, feel free to like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video, leave a comment on your thoughts, and I hope you all had a great day. Goodbye!